Hi there. Welcome to Tech Talk Weekly. I'm Bob from Creation Station. This is our weekly show where we give you 4 or 5 interesting tech topics, cool, fun things. Today's an interesting show. We got some different ones than we normally do today. And we're going to get you on your way in about 20 minutes or so. As always, if you've got a story you want to hear, Creation Station at Broward.org comes right to us. I didn't get any on-time stories this week, Hadi.
Oh, no.
I know. Usually, we always get someone who sends me something in social media or on the email. Says, Bob, go cover this. Remember, folks, it's got to be this week's story. So please, if you see something happen this weekend or early next week, shoot it off to me and we'll try and get it onto the show for you. I have Hadi from the main library teen studio. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
This is going to be a crazy episode. We both were in the green room talking a few minutes ago, and we have some takes on these stories. There's some crazy stuff happening in the world. First off, follow-up story from last week. We're going to get hit by this piece of space junk thing that was supposed to smash into Venus, and now it's going to smash into Earth. And yes, it's going to happen. And yes, we actually have timing on it now. And there's two little small bits of new news why we're covering this. Number one is there's a picture. Let's get down to it. Here we go. Now, does this picture look like much to you, Hadi?
No, not at all.
Doesn't look like much to me either. But the professional astronomers say, hey, look, see those extra little dots there? The parachute might have deployed already on this lander. But did it deploy 56 years ago and it's been traveling around the solar system with that ever since? Or is it just deployed, which means the batteries somehow lasted for 56 years that weren't supposed to last this long? And or what? And will we ever know? Probably not, because it's going to smash in really hard to the planet and probably destroy itself. Speaking to that, they have a better understanding of where it's going to hit now. It's not going to hit Antarctica. The penguins are safe. That's how much they've narrowed it down. Still, a huge chunk of the planet is up for grabs. Remember, folks, tons of water out there. It's probably going to hit in the water. And then after the article came out, then another update came out about exact timing. So now they know most likely tomorrow, May 9th, at 11:37 p.m. our time, Eastern Standard Time, which is plus or minus 16 hours. So it could happen earlier in the day or much later in the day. They're going to know more about that later on tonight as the telescopes around Earth, as multiple telescopes hit it and they can spot it and do those sorts of things, they'll be able to pinpoint a better trajectory for this. But it's crazy. Best guess right now is western coast of Australia out in the Pacific Ocean, but they don't know. Could be the Indian Ocean, could be around Indonesia, could be out into the middle of the Pacific. Remember, the Pacific's a big place, takes up almost half the planet. So it's a strong possibility. So
I was about to say.
Pay attention for where you are. Tell me, Hadi, what?
Yeah, there won't be what's the size of it?
Oh, nothing. It's like a smaller than a car.
So there's a chance it'll probably just burn up before it gets.
No, that's the cool thing. This was designed to make it through into the atmosphere of Venus and land in that hellish area with all the acid and sulfur and all of the things and extreme pressure and temperatures. So this one might survive getting all the way down through and hitting, which makes it really cool, even though we probably won't see it.
Now it's going to be, we learned our lessons from the
70s
Venera program.
Yeah, we've learned our lessons from the 70s, and that, speaking of the 70s, thank you for that segue, we might have found a new planet here in our own solar system. So, if you remember, we used to have 9 planets. We technically have way more than 9 planets because Pluto is still a planet. It's just a small planet. It's not a full-blown planet. But we're not going to get into that controversy right now. There's two other planets that have been called out there. Planet X, which was this hypothesized thing that it's way out there and it sweeps through the solar system every once in a while. And every time it does, it drops a bunch of comets and meteors on Earth and wipes out extinction level events. It's a crazy idea. Pretty much everybody's written that thing off. Everybody had thought this Planet 9 was pretty much a crazy idea too, until more recently they've gotten more readings on maybe having this extra planet that's way, way out there. It is 700 times farther out than the Earth.
Wow.
Crazy idea. They predicted that they might find this information in 2016. And sure enough, 8 years later, they found it. So there's a strong possibility that there is another body out there somewhere. The problem is it's so far out and so dim that we probably will not know about it for many more years, because it takes a lot of planning to get like the James Webb or the Hubble or anything to be oriented and do the right spot at the right time. And we got a lot of other science going on, so we'll see. But I thought it was interesting that out of nowhere, hey, we might have a new planet. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for a new mnemonic?
Sure. I mean, we only discovered Pluto like, what was it, 105 years ago?
Yeah. We discovered Pluto before Neptune. Yeah. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's possible, especially since like the way we were able to detect a lot of these planets was because of the sun's reflection off of them.
Yep.
So of course, it would be hard.
Yeah. This takes serious science to be able to pull these things off, and a lot of math. So you wanted to ask what your algebra was good for in high school? Hey, go a little bit more advanced than algebra, but there's some stuff out there for you. And then we got a Florida man story. So the reason this is a story for us, this is the first time in recorded history in Florida that a bear has killed a person. I know that sounds insane to say. We can't, there are no records of anyone since colonization with the Spanish over 500 years ago. There are no records of a bear killing a person. It may have happened and we don't know about it. We had lots of people living here prior to the white man showing up. It might have happened, but this is the first one in recorded things that happened. And the reason it happened is because humans invaded the bear's territory, so it's not the bear's fault for that, and B, the humans are leaving out trash, etc., etc. And it's just a coincidence that 2 years ago they finally made it. Not finally, the state legislature and the governor of Florida chose to say you can hunt black bears if you want to without a permit type thing. And suddenly somebody gets killed because it is under investigation still. They don't know all the full details about why and how, but there's some speculation of not being careful and not being smart about how you're interacting with wildlife.
Yeah. I always go by just don't mess with any of the animals.
Yeah. Oh, there's another story out there today about bison and out in Wyoming or Yosemite scored another person who happened to be from Florida. Stay away from wildlife. Go take a few steps back. Use your camera. Just don't mess with them. Jeez. Yeah, it's a crazy idea.
Just don't get too close, because I've seen a lot of the videos of the attacks, and there's people like an arm's distance away.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. I mean, every single one, in this story about the bear, 43 times just since 2006, there's been encounters with bears. No one ever got hurt. They were like, oh, hey, there's a bear. They backed away. No one got hurt. Duh. Pay attention out there, folks. Be smart. Okay. It's an AI story. You know, we probably have to cover it. But it's not an AI story. What do you give me your impression first on this, Hadi, before I unload on this idea? Tell us what your nutshell of what happened is.
This is the one with the sister that gave videos. This one is a tough one. Although I feel like in the case of the family, there's a certain level of consent, like over the estate of like a person.
Mm-hmm.
And, unless, this would be interesting, like for future law, like unless we have provisions in our wills, like, hey, don't make AI videos of me.
Yeah.
I would say it would be okay only because it's the family doing it and not like an outside entity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this reminds me years ago of like when they were trying to do like CGI of like various was it actors and actresses who like passed.
Yep.
And there was like a fair amount of controversy then, and that was just only like computer generated
or commercial.
So,
yeah. So that's my problem with this. Actually, is I agree with you that because they have consent from all of the family members, everyone involved. Okay, and just in case somebody's not familiar with the story, let me give the nutshell. This is a murder case. Somebody was murdered, and in the phase of the trial where you're giving victim statements about how this person was, who this person was on both sides, instead of just saying, hey, my brother was this, or my son was this, what they did was they took the recorded statements. They didn't make anything up that way using AI. What they used AI for was to take and create from photographs of him a moving video image of him speaking the words in his own voice and saying what he wanted to say, in theory, about his murderer. It's AI-ish, but I think you used a much better word. It's CGI. That's all it is. It's just a fancy cartoon, which I will say, I do not take credit for that word. I found that one in some of the social media talk about this, of that's just a fancy cartoon. And I was like, yeah, that summarizes it really well. This is just like if you played a tape recording of his voice saying this stuff. And the reason it made news and the reason it did was, oh, it's AI and da-da-da. And as you said, it's a little dangerous because now you've got this evidence in court. For you, it's okay to use AI in court and do these things. And now is that going to lead us to, oh, well, let's use AI to guess how the person moved through the room type stuff. That's my problem with this, is like, wait, no. Do we have proof that this is what he said? He didn't write this script himself, obviously.
Yeah.
So think about these things, folks, because what you do in court, what you do with these sorts of things is going to have a lasting impression later on, years from now.
Yeah. I mean, like now, like with a story like this, now I'm considering like in my will, like, please do not use my likeness for any videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
those of us who have got our video out here for hundreds of episodes have thought about those things. Yeah. So,
I mean, what are we going to have? Like, I don't think we need an AI video Bob.
No, we don't. No, we don't. We do not need any more. No, I do not think you will find anyone on the planet who wants more of me. No. But we do have a cool robot story. We have 2 robot stories for you today. Mm-hmm. This is one I would like. I like this story for 2 reasons. One, this is about using robots to replace workers who are doing dangerous jobs. You're not using AI to replace somebody's livelihood. This is a job where people get hurt all the time. We're using a robot to fix that problem. This is great. And it also highlights something that I've tried to point out several times. That's what the robot arm and hand looks like. It does not look like 5 little fingers. It has a much different look because the human hand can be made better for grabbing and grasping and doing stuff. So this thing is in Amazon. They call it the Vulcan, mostly because it pinches and it's got super sensitive suction cups and everything like that. Here's an example of it in motion, working and doing. And it brings its own little table over, and it can go into all these bins up to 8 feet high and all the way down to floor level. So where humans would have to get up and down off of ladders and juggling around and doing stuff, this machine can just roll right on by, reach up, grab it out of those little bins, drop it onto the cart so that a human can then go pack it and put it into the box and do that. Yes, they have robots who pack boxes also, but not all of them. And this is not in the future. This is working in warehouses in Germany right now.
Yeah, I think I would definitely be all for automation if it was like for dangerous jobs or, jobs with high injury rates.
Yeah, this is something where it can just do, and it's not a question of, well, if we had more people. It's just a hard job on your physical body. Let's give those jobs. Let's keep the art and the writing to humans and have the AI and the robots do this kind of stuff. And if you want a robot at home to cook your meals for you, I did not know this was a thing already. I mean, I could easily picture this story coming out saying, oh, we've got this robot that's going to be on your kitchen countertop cooking meals for you in the future. It turns out, no, this thing came out last year.
Wow.
Yeah. The reason it made my news is because they get a second round of funding for their robot because they're already selling them at $1,700 to put in your house and cook for you.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like on the fence on this one. Like,
yeah.
I think like when we talked in the green room, like part of cooking for me is like I have to taste the food. Like, is this one like maybe I have to like read more or see like a demo? Like, is it like cooking like maybe like packaged items?
No, it's not packaged. It's you chop up the onions, you chop up the peppers, you do this, you get you put all the different types of ingredients and it cooks it and does it for you. And it stirs it and it takes care of those things. It's very efficient, complicated machine. It's not just a microwave, press a button and do.
If anything,
as I've said, my way of cooking is take the glass of wine, sit at the countertop and talk while she's cooking because she's a much better cook than I am. And she likes doing it. That's her thing. She loves cooking. So I'm happy to do this and just hang out and talk.
Yeah. If anything, I would rather have something closer to what Vulcan is, but instead like let's say if I need to grab stuff from the fridge, it'll like grab the items for me.
Yeah.
Like maybe more of like a sous chef, like,
I know. I'm torn. I'm like, my first thought is, okay, I want it to make an omelet for me. So I chop up all the stuff. Does that mean I can just leave the stuff on the countertop so that when I wake up in the morning, the omelet's waiting for me? I don't think so. I think I still have to keep everything in the fridge. And that means I got to wake up and do the stuff. And it's just too much effort. Just too much effort.
No, if anything, I want the pizza oven from Back to the Future.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. Takes rehydrate everything in like 5 seconds.
Done. One of those 3D printers for pizzas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Final story of the day. We are not going to cover this whole place, but this is an amazing, amazing website that I found. A Daily Tech News Show is a podcast that I listen to. They highlighted this on their show earlier this week. It's called Lead the Charge. And at first you're thinking lead the charge and cars. It's all about EVs. No, It's about every automaker and every car that they make and who's making clean, efficient cars, not just that are on the road driving around, but all the process of making the car. If it's an EV, making the battery, doing all the mining, doing all the stuff. If it is a company, Mercedes, all the different models of Mercedes, all the different models of Fords, everything. So let's just scroll down real quick to show you guys, because the link is in the show notes. You want to explore this. No automaker made it to 50% clean. Anyone. It's not that EVs are dirtier or not. No one can do it. All of them need to be better, and we all need to pay attention to this, which is why I want to highlight it. Notice Mercedes-Benz is the number 3 automaker in the world at being efficient, clean, with the environment, with our human rights records, all the different stuff that needs to go in there. Volkswagen, right up there with things.
Yeah.
Ford, right up there with things. And Tesla, right up there with things. I will point out all this data is from 2024 and earlier. So this does not include some of the most recent stuff that happened with Tesla. We'll see what their scores are at the end of the year in 2025. But this has got multiple stuff. You can come in here to a full leaderboard and look at exactly how each ranking was done by anything, by environment, by human rights. Ford, best human rights rating for a car manufacturer on the planet.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
And, yeah. And Volkswagen made they bounced back after that one scandal, like in 2015.
Yeah. So it's really a worthwhile site to go explore and investigate, and whichever pieces of the manufacturing process you care about, it's there for you, and you can go read why and how and what companies have done to change things, mining for steel and lithium and all the stuff for all the various pieces of their vehicles and everything. We got it. We did it. I did not think we were going to be able to cover all of those stories in one episode today. Thank you so much, Hadi.
No, they were really good stories. I especially liked the food maker, and then the one that really, the CGI/AI person one. That could be an entire show on itself. Just
we got to come
philosophical.
Reach out to us, folks. If there's a story like that you want us to cover and you find it, or if there's just you want to hear more about something, let us know. CreationStation@broward.org, and we'll see y'all next week. Have fun.